I think it's essential that we start talking about the manual of life, like literally life's manual. I feel like we all go out into the world and we don't really know how to navigate or live. We don't know how to be present with each experience. We don't know how to, be at peace with ourselves and basically we don't even know how to not trouble ourselves through life's experiences. And it's not our fault, it's just something we haven't been taught. Um, you know, the present moment by itself is just reality. When you add a thinking mind to it, you obscure it, you put fog over it, you put labels over it, and you just separate yourself from everything. You have an opinion on things, you literally separate yourself every day. It's like a constant practice. If you get good at separating yourself from the world, which obviously we all do, we end up feeling isolated from everything, and that leads to, feelings of fear, feelings of, not enough, feelings of unsatisfactory, and just like lost in the world. There's been times where I felt like that, where I feel like, wow, like I want to help people elevate their minds and elevate who they are as a person and make them realize that, they don't have to believe every thought they think. They don't have to stay in the same, space of thinking. Like beyond all of that, there's something bigger. There's something that doesn't need words, something that doesn't revolve around thinking, something beyond it. We become so analytical with everything, and it's almost amazing that everything that makes us feel good in that moment where we felt good, we weren't really thinking. Like there's this quote where it says, have thanked myself out of happiness 1,000,000 times, but not once into happiness. When we're happy, man, we're not really analytical. We're not thinking. We're just being present. Even when we do our best work, we're in the flow state. We're not thinking. And it just goes to show that, thinking has become a real disease. And you can't call anybody out on it because everyone is suffering from it. How do you tell somebody that's sick that they're sick without them even looking at that aspect of them, being wrong? Like I said in my previous video, it's more of a personal attack than a helping hand or trying to help somebody. But what I've learned recently is that thought and thinking are two different things. When you think, that means that's your second reaction to what has happened. Let's say, for example, you drop 3 plates on the floor, they all break. Obviously, you have a thought like, oh, they broke. Anything after that, as far as thinking, is suffering. You start saying, oh my God, why does this happen? This shit is so annoying. Fuck. You react in ways where it doesn't make you feel good. Let's say you're taking a test. You end up failing it. The first thought is, oh, I failed it. That's the simple thought. When you start ruminating about it and thinking about it, as far as oh my God, I can't believe I failed. They let so many people down. That's thinking. Thinking enhances, think about it. See how you feel when you start thinking and putting yourself in a situation where you can't see the positive in it. Always remember that something can exist without having a positive. Even if you don't understand it, even if you don't see it, there's a positive. You got flat tires, there's a positive. You lost your job, there's a positive. I had a friend of mine that was nervous and scared because he couldn't find a job in his career field. And I'm like, you're doing your part. You're looking for jobs. And what is there really to worry about? Like, you're thinking. You know what I mean? You're putting yourself in a position where you can't let out those emotions because you're only thinking about it and it's not real. You're in the future or you're in the past. You're never in the present where there's no like pollution. There's literally nothing going on, you know? It's like your thinking paints over it, like, and it's amazing how unconscious we could become. Like, I was in a state where I felt like I was very, very, very conscious. And just as fast as I was conscious, I fell into the deepest unconsciousness I could have ever fell in, you know? Like, I was really unconscious. Like, I was putting myself in situations where they weren't beneficial for me. And deep down, I knew that, but it was just like, you know, I couldn't get away from thinking, and it took a toll on me because I know the truth, you know? It's like you know the manual to life, but you just, like, your system works so differently than to what the truth is, that, you know, you tend to operate like everybody else because it's so easy to. You fall into those, you know, patterns little by little. And it's about becoming conscious of those patterns. Sometimes it's best not to, you know, even address what happens in the outside. Something happened, be like, okay, I accept it fully. What can I do now? But don't think about it so much because you're not going to believe that you could do that, you know? You don't see what you believe. You don't see what you believe. I think I said that wrong. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that what you believe is what you end up projecting into the outside world. You know? You put, once you run that thinking mind over reality, over the present moment, you don't see the world anymore, you know? And it's such an obstacle because in difficult times, that's when the mind comes at us the most. There's another quote I remember. It's, when we're tired, we get attacked by ideas we conquered long ago. Things that we overcame come back to us in a way where we're caught off guard, you know? And that's the whole thing, falling from consciousness to unconsciousness. But becoming aware of your thoughts and not taking them so personal. Because some people say their thoughts sound like them. Some people say that it's not the same voice that they hear in their mind as to the one they speak with. They say it's not a voice in their head. Whole time is the voice in the head judging it. By just not doing anything, like, it can't get easier than this. By not doing anything and taking 5 minutes, like, I'm not saying you're going to change in one day. I'm just saying you're going to see the difference between witnessing and participating in the act. You know? You are far more than you could believe. All your limitations are of the mind and of the mind itself. It might seem like it's you, but trust me, like, if you can see the process from where you started to create these negative beliefs about you and, you know, believing that you can't do certain things, and you saw the process of how those things were program into you, you'll realize that you can undo them and create new ones. But you never done that before consciously, so it feels totally impossible because it just feels like you. Thoughts become things we create every second of every day. Learn how to let go of thoughts. Learn how to not take them so personal. Learn to give them space. Realize the illusion of thought, because it is an illusion. If I could use another word rather than illusion, I feel like everybody uses illusion, I would. But it's fake. It's not real. You project what you see. You're the projector and you're the projector and the person witnessing the movie at the same time. At the exact same time. That's how your mind works. But it's just once you start changing the film, it might feel, weird or like you're doing, like it just feels uncomfortable. It doesn't feel right because you're so used to the fake. Let go of the fake. Even when you die, they say that when you die, you're just letting go of everything you aren't. You're letting go of everything you are not. And you're remaining as yourself. That's why some people say, die before you die. Die to all this shit, bro. Die to them negative thoughts. Like, without you, they wouldn't exist. Die to overthinking. Die to telling yourself you can't do it. Die to yourself, And when I say die to yourself, that means push yourself. You all you got. You're the one navigating the ship. Just now realizing that you have control over the entire ship. Take back control and know who you are, man. I'm doing this at the same time you're doing this. I'm learning. I'm not perfect. I don't aim to be perfect. If I aim to be perfect, I wouldn't post these videos of me stuttering and messing up. I'm not going to say everything in a perfect way. I'm not. But I'm going to do my best to get on here and try to help somebody. And I know that even when somebody judges you, this is a great example. Even when somebody judges you, they're just thoughts. It's not even dumb. They're just identified with it. Who are they judging? They're not judging anybody but themselves. When you really start breaking down everything, you start not taking things so personal. Start witnessing, stop thinking. Start putting trust in yourself. Stop putting trust in the world. Meaning people. Trust yourself, trust God. Have belief in your ability to change and to grow as a person. Bro, you're loved, bro. You're alive right now. You're life itself.